Hello, what a lovely, lovely day it is. And the views aren't too bad from here. Anyway, I don't think I asked how I managed to gain my brownie points, or how I managed to get out so often. I do have a very, 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 very understanding wife. And today I'm going to try and gain some brownie points, but also climb a hill, which is relatively unusual. But if you stick with me, I'll hopefully explain more about how I'm going to do that. And yeah, the hill I'm going up today is one I've never been up this hill before, which is unusual. So yeah, really look forward to this. So let's go and get the bag packed, and yeah, I'll report back in a wee while. Oh, there's a Doug. Hiya, you. Are we going to walk? Are we going to walk? Are we going to walk? Right, let's go. Oh, it's a lovely day, and I tell you what, this breeze is lovely. There's a wee burn here to negotiate, some nice stepping stones. And behind me you can see up Glen Begg, heading up towards the ski centre, the Glen Shee ski centre. You'll not see it, but down to my left is Glen Shee itself. But a lovely, lovely day. And as I said, I've been up the hill to the left here, but I've not been along to the right, and I'll explain a bit more on where I'm going. And I said I'd also reveal my secret behind the brownie points. It's quite simple really. Part one is we've hired a lodge, which is lovely, just for a couple of nights. It's Saturday now. We don't tend to go abroad very often. I think it was about 6 years ago the last time we were abroad as a family due to various reasons. So yeah, this year looks the same, again due to various reasons. So we've had a few weekends in lodges when the weather's been nice, and you can't beat Scotland when it's like this. But anyway, we'll report back in a wee while. We'll go a bit further up. We'll see if I can catch up with the other members of my party, and I'll let you know who they are in a wee while. Right, let's go. Yeah. Oh, you waiting on me? Come and see me. Hiya. Here. Oh, you're not caring about me? You're right past me. You know that I usually set the camera up and I have to go back to it, eh? You're letting the secret out. Right, they've waited for me, so I'm going to stop and get a drink here. That's a stop for a bite to eat, and we're heading off now. You can see we've now increased, we've doubled the size of our dog family. I'll maybe introduce you to dog number 2 when we get up here, but I need to get cracked on. Right, hold on guys, you're going to wait up for me? My old legs aren't going that fast. No. Yeah. There's edition number 2. He's a bit thirsty, so it's a thing to remember when you come out on hot days. Always bring lots of water for the dogs. He's looking a bit more healthy now. He's another rescue dog, and he was a bit sorry for himself to start off with. Somebody's got sausage rolls there. Anyway, we'll see how we go. They're getting a bit warm. We might have to take them back down. But nah, they're not going to drink any water when there's sausage rolls going about. Not a chance. There we go. So we've just got to go up there. That's up to the Bealach, and then we strike right from there up to the top of the hill, hopefully. Lovely. Oh, there's my other half. I'll spin you around, back down Glen Begg. So we've gained a bit of height. Right, I'll put this down and we'll get going. Right, we've made it to the Bealach, and the guys are heading back. the dogs are getting a bit warm. Although it's breezy and we don't feel it, they are panting, so we've used quite a lot of water. And there's a wee jacket my wife had for our new dog that we got. I think I said he's a rescue. He was in a right poor way when we got him. You know, you could feel his ribs and his hair was all matted and there's fleas, and yeah, so we're getting there with him now. So anyway, we put like a cool jacket which was dipped in water, which has cooled them down. But anyway, they're heading back down now. And at this point I head off this track and I'm heading away over there to the hill. It's called Ben Herb. I think it's called Ben Herb. Anyway, I'll give you more information on it as we go. And yeah, it's off path now, so I'm going to get the poles out and get going. But that's the family away. I can now talk about how I gained brownie points. Right, let's go. Through the gate and up we go. Get a wee drink here as well. One of the things I like about hill walking is what I've just experienced. And that's not the family going away, but when you're hiking up a hill, you can get the views behind you, but you always get to the point where the hill that's in front of you levels off and you get the view beyond that you've not seen, and that's what I've got now at this Fjallraven. I can see out west and south and it's fantastic, and I'll get the same. I'm going to hit this twice because it's almost like a dog leg. I've kind of come south and now I'm going to be heading west, and when I get to the summit of the hill I'll get that view west that I've not seen yet. So I always love that. It's quite a nice thing. That's when you can get a view. There's 3 of these in here today. Another important thing is to keep hydrated. There's a number of ways you can do that. Bring enough water with you, but if you don't want to carry enough, just make sure you've got maybe a filtration system. But the only thing with the filtration system is you need water. And once you get, like where I'm going now, there'll not be much water because it's a ridge I'm going to be going up. So anyway, alright, pull me brakes up. Let's get going. Let's see if we can get to the top of Ben Herb, which sits at just over 800 metres. Now that's me coming across the top of the first hill, Craigadoo Slough I think it's called, and it sits around about 730 metres, but I'm now getting a grand vista of the hill that I'm aiming for, and possibly, I'll see, I might try and get to the second one, but I'll spin you around in a minute and show you where I'm headed. Yeah, so hopefully you can see over to my right, your left, Ben Herb, so it drops down a fair bit here, maybe drops down to 70, 80, maybe up to 100 metres, I need to check the map. But it's lovely walking, it's relatively short grass, there's a very, very faint path, in fact I don't know if it's an animal track. But yeah, we'll crack on and I'll report back at the top of Ben Herb, where I might give you a review of my new trousers, which I've had for a few months now, and I can tell you what I think of them. But anyway, let's get up to Ben Herb and we'll see how it goes. Oh, it's nice to get on some less steep ground. It's quite a steep pull up just behind me there. I can see the summit now, it's just over here, so I'll report back when I get to the top of Ben Herb. There's a wee trig point and stone circle, so almost there. Ah, happy to see that. Oh, I think we'll stop here for a while. This is the top. Nice wee trig point of Ben Herb. Lovely. And over to my right, your left, I think I'm going to head on a bit further along the ridge to a second top, which is about the same height. I'm going to stop here for a while. Anyway, I think I was also going to tell you about my new trousers. These are Fjallraven Keb Agile trousers. I've had them, I don't know, for a month or two now. I bought them as a new pair of summer trousers to replace my yellow Rab Torque trousers, but I'm being perfectly honest with you, they're good trousers, don't get me wrong, but for the uses I'm using them for, I much prefer the Rabs, which I think come in at less than half the price. In fact, definitely come in at less than half the price than these. I mean, these are good. You've got these sort of protected, different type of material. They call it G100. I think you can treat it with wax around the knees and the pockets to keep things dry, but Yeah, do I really need that? I'm not sure. And they've got it down about the ankles as well. They're a bit less thick than the usual Fjallraven trousers as far as I'm aware, and that's why I purchased them. They've got side vents, but the side vents don't have any mesh in them. It's literally straight to your skin, which I suppose gives you a bit better ventilation, but it doesn't give you any protection against beasties getting in there. So I'm not, don't get me wrong, I think they're good, but my in-depth review is I wouldn't spend the amount of money that I spent on them, for sure. Not for the needs that I want. I'll be going back to Rab Torque, I think, next time. I still have the yellow trousers, so, but I'll need to wear these because they cost a bloody fortune. In fact, there's no way. Yeah, they're too expensive, and I'm a bit annoyed at myself for having spent that amount of money on them. I think they were more than 150 quid, put it that way. Which for a pair of trousers, which I'm not that impressed with, is just, yeah, not great. But anyway, that's only my personal opinion. I'm sure people will have these and absolutely love them. But anyway, I'm going to sit here and have a Scotch egg. And yeah, I think at the top of the next one I'll maybe tell you about brownie points. It is tongue-in-cheek when I'm talking about brownie points, please remember that. And it's all down to my beautiful, very understanding wife, but I do need to earn those brownie points sometimes, so I haven't forgotten about those. But right now I'm quite hungry, I'm quite thirsty, time for some lunch. Alright, I think I'm just about ready to go. Make sure I've not left anything, right. So the hill I'm going up next is this one over here. I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can. It's a grassy slope heading up to it, which looks slightly less steep than the slope up to this one, which is Ben Erb. And that's Fjallraven, which sits just under 870 metres. But what's interesting is just to the left of that, that's actually Ben Aglo, and to the left of that again, I don't know if it'll be in the picture, is Ben Vurich, which is a Corbett. And I always like seeing these hills which are accessed from different roads. The hills that I'm on now are accessed from the sort of Glen Shee side, but there's this vast land between here and the A9. And usually you'll go to Ben Aglo from the A9, and I always like looking down on these kind of, they're not remote and they're not wilderness areas, but there's no tracks. Well, there's lots of tracks. There's no tarred roads or houses in here, and that always kind of grabs my imagination. But anyway, I'll have plenty of chances to view it as I'm heading along here, so I'm going to crack on and I'll report back at the top of Fjallraven. You may have also noticed I've changed into my hooded top. It's blowing a hoolie up here. It was getting a wee bit chilly, although it's really warm when you're out of the wind. And this will also help protect my neck a wee bit with the hood from the sun, so let's see if it stays on for the duration of the walk. Oh, it's a long, more of a gentle slope, this one. But while I'm tired, don't know if I had too many beers last night. I'm nearly at the top and it's onto a plateau across to get to the summit. The summit's over here somewhere. You can see it's quite flat here. Bit of a rest for my legs. Woo. Oh, am I glad to see this wee pile of stones. And this marks the summit of Fjallraven at 868 metres. And the top's kind of a high plateau like many of the hills round about here, but it's a great viewpoint here. It starts to drop away, so I can see over to Ben Aglo and Glaschullichen, Carnarai, Ben Vurich. It's absolutely lovely, but I'll tell you what, I shall show you that in a wee while. Right now I am needing some food, so I'm going to have another Scotch egg and then I'll report back. Right, I had my Scotch egg, feel a bit more human again. And before I drop back down, I mentioned brownie points at the start. And that's, you know, I'm not being 100% serious, but I am out most weekends, and that does create some issues because it's not really fair to be away. My kids are a bit older now, as you saw. My son comes up with me now. That's one way to gain brownie points, take the kids with you, but they don't always want to come. And this weekend I've managed to gain some brownie points as well as getting the hill. And the way I've done that is we hired a lodge, which I'll give you a tour of at the end, and it's lovely. We stay there, yeah, once a year, maybe twice a year. We come quite a few times anyway. It's a lovely wee spot, and it's got a wee hot tub and a wee kitchen, and I tend to do the cooking to gain some brownie points. So the cooking, or the food that I bought is microwave meals. I'm not a very good cook, but it saves my other half doing them. So yeah, this is how I've managed to get away with it this weekend. And they both came with, you know, my son and my wife came up to the Bialach there. To be fair, I don't think they would have enjoyed this, but there's not much of a path, and the clouds kind of filling in from the west quite quickly. So that's just two of the ways that I've earned brownie points for this trip. Anyway, before I head back down, I just wanted to tell you about these two hills, Ben Erb and Milacoy Vui. They're not Corbetts, they're not Grahams, they're not Monroes. They're at Corbett heights. I don't know if they're actually Corbett tops, but the reason they're not classified as Corbetts is because of this big Monroe over my shoulder here. I think you can see it in the camera. It's Glass Chulican. You can see that familiar track, bulldoze track that winds its way up its south ridge, which I've been up many times. I think the last time I was up there it was a lovely winter's day. It's a good one to do in the winter because there's nothing too steep in it. But anyway, the other ridge which comes to the north swings back down, and basically this is still classed as part of Glass Chulican. There's not as much, well, it's not classed as part of Glass Chulican, but the drop between the summit, which is a Monroe, and this top in Ben Erb isn't enough for these to be classified as separate Corbetts or Monroes. But anyway, who cares? It's been a wonderful walk, and the fact that they're not classified means I've not met another soul, and that to me, I just love the solitude in the hills. I love coming up and not meeting another soul. So if you like that, these are definitely hills to come to. Enough waffling. Time to drop back down to the glen and get back to the cottage. I've looked at the map. There's a forestry road which I've explored before actually, which I'm going to probably hit on the way down, and then I'll take that back to the cabin, which is lovely. Have a few beers and some nice junk food. Right, I'll put you away and I'll get going. Okay, let's go. Down we go. Just stopped and taken my hooded top off. It's getting a bit warm because we're on the lee side now, so there's a steep descent here though. Let's go. Sometimes zigzag down when it's steep. Save my knee a wee bit. Right, good morning. It's the next morning. I didn't do too many bits of camera on the way down, so I was keen to get back to the lodge. Anyway, I thought I'd give you a wee tour of where we are, as I said, and just a wee quick tour of the lodge, and I thought I'd start off by the garden. No, I'm joking. But I'm in the garden because I wanted to show you the top of the lodge. I don't know if you can make that out. The roof is made of, well, it's turf and grass, and the reason I like that, not only does it look pretty, but when you're sat in the hot tub, which is down there, there's a hot tub, the amount of wildlife that you can see is just, yeah, it's just great. Well, if you like that sort of thing. The amount of birds, house martins, we watched a kestrel actually for a while, and there's robins that nest in there, lots of nesting birds up there, so I'll spin you around and I'll do a wee tour. So there is the lodge with the grass roof, and just round the side there you can see the hot tub, which has got grand views up Glenbeigh there, so you can sit there as well as watching the wildlife. You can see up to the mountains, which is grand, and this area's actually got lots of mountains, but not far away up the back there's a hill, and just over there, that's where I was yesterday, sort of up and over the top. There's lots of other Monroes and stuff you can do from here, so let's have a look around the lodge. It's a very quick tour. It's a lovely wee lodge, and you come in. There's a living area here. There's a TV, and there's a Wi-Fi and all that sort of stuff. Wee kitchen table, and there's the kitchen, which is lovely. And the view when you're doing the dishes, as you can see, the dishes have been done. It's cracking. Lovely view away up Glenbeigh. So there we go. living area, and the view at the back is where I was, not too bad, nice and quiet and secluded. And you've just got a utility cupboard there, there's a small bathroom here with shower. Again, if you were brave enough, you'd leave the blind down and get that view when you're having a shower. Bedroom number 1. And here is the bed, and again you can wake up and there's your view when you wake up. Absolutely stunning, lovely. And then the final bedroom out here, just a small lodge but it does us perfectly. There's 2 twin beds there, so absolutely fabulous. So, and there's me, don't know if you can see me. It's a mirror. Anyway, right, come back out. So yeah, we've had a great time. Great wee lodge. As I said, we don't tend to go abroad, so that's 2 lodges we've been to this year, which is lovely. So I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, something a bit different. As always, stay safe out there, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Right, time to pack up and get down the road.